Hi, I'm Brian Dunham. Today I'll be doing a Wednesday Wisdom presentation on YouTube and how to take your videos from your camera and get them on YouTube for the virtual tours. To start out with though, I'd like to show you my favorite YouTube video. If you've never been on YouTube before, you have to go check it out. It's absolutely amazing the things that you can find on there. The funniest video I've seen in a long time is called David at the Dentist. And I'd like to have you take a look at David at the Dentist. And don't we all feel like that sometimes? Ugh. Well, hopefully after you're done watching this presentation, you'll have a little bit better handle on how to get your video up and on YouTube. I'd like to talk about some of the advantages of YouTube. One of the big advantages is the potential number of viewers. As you may or may not have noticed, David After the Dentist had roughly 111 million views. Now, I'm sure we're not all expecting to have our homes, our virtual tours get 111 million views. However, if we can pick up extra views because somebody types in one of the tag words, any exposure we can get is good exposure. Additionally, the ease of use for the viewer, as we saw that, we didn't have to do anything extra. YouTube is a website, so it's essentially a cloud presentation. To get the video on there is super easy. We're going to go, step by step through that. And additionally, we talked about the exposure to the seller's property. Anytime you can get more exposure, I think it's probably a very good thing for the seller. The best part is it's absolutely free. To have something so easy and free, it's something that we should easily take advantage of and have it as a key component in our toolbox. Now there are a couple of different types of tours. Some of the older tours would be the type that you have to stitch together. And when you stitch, you take the still frames and you have a program, you line them up next to each other, and then it does an auto stitch, and it kind of gives you a full virtual tour, a full video. We also have actual video tours, and then we have HD, high definition video tours. Now, stitch versus video. Stitch is going to be an extra step in there, and a lot of times you kind of get that fisheye feeling when you're looking at the video. It certainly is not as dynamic, it certainly is not as flowing. There are some great advantages to having video and even better advantages to having the HD video. There are different types of equipment we can use. Your cell phone, just a regular handheld camera, and then on the bottom there, that's a flip video camera. And we'll talk cost, we'll talk about the quality, and if there are additional functions that may endear you to use one of the products over the other. My guess is most everyone has a cell phone. My guess is most everyone has a still camera. And the still cameras, they can shoot video as well. The flip may not be something that everyone has, but we'll touch base on that as well. To outline the digital camera, the cost can be a very wide cost. We're looking between $50 and $1,000. It could be even higher than that depending on what kind of digital camera you're looking at. If you decide you want it to go with a nice Canon or a Nikon and have it be one of the really high-end cameras, you're talking several $1,000s. But to give you an idea of the quality, they're shooting television commercials with those high-end cameras as well, and can still shoot stills. And of course, the handheld camera is going to give you the excellent quality stills, so you can use them to take. You can use the camera to take pictures of your listing, the rooms of your listing, and then you can go back and shoot the video of the listing as well. It takes okay quality. videos. The more expensive the camera, typically the better the lens, and typically the better the lens, the better the video, or definitely the stills. And then if it's digital, you might even be able to get high definition video with the camera as well. The cell phone with the camera, you know, I'm sure everybody has a cell phone, and probably everybody has a cell phone with a camera in it. Now, not everybody will have the video capability with the cell phone. If you have a newer cell phone, you'll certainly have the video capability. If you have a smartphone, you'll have a video capability. You know, the cost is going to be somewhere between $0 and $700 for a phone, depending on what type of phone you have. iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, any sort of smartphone is going to cost a little bit, but if you buy it at the beginning of the contract, of course you get the cost difference you know, reduced. So while it may be a $700 phone, you may end up only paying $150, $200 for it. The nice part about having the phone and the camera all together is that you also have your PDA, and you can shoot stills, and then of course you got the video and the phone available to you. Now, depending on the camera, you're going to have between poor and great quality for your videos and stills. Now, one of the nice things about shooting with the cell phone is that you can actually upload it directly to YouTube. You don't have to, I mean, you can actually send a text to YouTube and it will pull your information, pop it right up, and it'll be there. Now, the downside to that is that you can't edit it once that happens. The flip video recorder, this is what I use. I know the board office has one here too. The flip, I think, is probably the best of the bunch for what we're talking about. The cost is a relatively fixed cost. It's, you know, under $250. It will shoot stills, but in order to get the stills, you have to take the video software that comes with the program, that comes with the flip, and you have to pause the video, and then you can capture a still. So you really can get precise stills. They're not as good as I mean, I wouldn't recommend using it to shoot your stills for your listing, but you could certainly. Additionally, it's HD capable, which shoots excellent video. It's high definition. That's what HD stands for. The capabilities of the flip are really neat, because what it does is it actually comes with the video making, viewing, and editing software. So when you plug it into your computer, it'll automatically download a program to your computer. Doesn't cost extra, and every time you plug your flip in, it'll actually pull all the videos off, ask if you want to edit anything, ask which ones you want to view, and then you also can create a movie right on that software. And it's as easy as clicking Magic Movie and then picking the videos you want to put on YouTube. And you click on them, you hit OK, and then it uploads directly to YouTube. It's super easy, not time consuming at all. So let's talk about the basics. You want to have the lights, the camera, and then of course action. You want as much light as possible when you're shooting video, because when you're shooting it, you need as much light for the reflection, and you certainly want to have the video look great while it's on the web. And web video is notorious to be unforgiving for poor lighting. It'll help your video look grainy. It will, if there's not enough light, and it just will look like a poor quality sort of a shot. So get as much light as possible. Keep the camera steady. You want to move slow and easy. Have a tripod if at all possible. And if there's image stabilization on the device, use image stabilization, because any little movement you have, if you don't have it on, will be picked up by the video. Image stabilization is amazing. It will really even out the video. Now if you drop the camera down the stairs while you're shooting, it probably won't even that out, but any little shaking you have with your hand, it certainly will even out. Size actually does matter, despite what the ladies say. HD, shoot HD if at all possible. You're going to want to save, you don't want to save as a small file and enlarge later, because that will be a grainy result. It will not look good at all. It'll look extremely pixelated. And if you can shoot at 30 frames a second, that's ideal. You want to have 480 by 360 pixels. And if you're not technical enough to figure all that stuff out, look for the H setting and use the H setting, because that will take care of all the issues that you have. Editing. If you want to talk editing, if you don't want to use a flip and you actually want to use a camera you already have, or a different sort of video camera, or something of that nature, you know, we have a bunch of different websites here that you can take a look at, and you can download tools to edit the image and create a movie. The idea behind these websites is there are some that are free, there are some that are not. The ones that are free, typically, you know, you get what you pay for. But additionally, you don't need to, I mean, you know, we're shooting virtual tours for a house, we're not shooting television commercials. So really, I mean, what I would do is I would take a look at the different options and use one that works best for you. There isn't one that's better than the other. There are a few that are easier, in my opinion, more user-friendly. But again, if you have an Apple that you're using, an iPhone or something like that, you're obviously going to want to use software created by Apple versus software created by Microsoft. But you have a lot of choices there. There are different, plethora of different file formatting. Typically, you're going to want to use a Flash, a .FLV. If you have a choice to save, you want to save it as a .FLV. Because Flash is the closest thing that is out there for a standard. And the reason it is the standard is because it comes free on most all computers, so anybody who finds the video will be able to view it, which really is ultimately what you want, the most views possible. And like I said, the video editing software should be able to save as a Flash file, a .FLV file. If it doesn't, you really want to kind of stay away from that. I can't think of a program that doesn't save as Flash, though. And if for some reason you have a video that isn't Flash, there are services out there that will convert to Flash. These are a few that I found that were out there. There certainly are more, but these are the ones that seem to have a complete sort of package that you could choose from, and they vary in price. There is a price associated with all of these. None of them are free services. Well, now that we've got the video end of it tied up, when you need to go from the URL to the IDX so that your video can be seen as a virtual tour, you're going to want to edit everything, save it. Once it's saved, it's ready to upload. But remember what folder you saved it in, what folder you saved the video in, otherwise it's going to be a challenge to try and dig through everything and find your video. If you're using a flip, it's going to load directly to YouTube for you. Whoop, too far. You're going to want to sign into YouTube. If you don't have a YouTube account, you're going to want to create a YouTube account. Creating a YouTube account is easy, but make sure your user ID is nondescript, because if it's not nondescript, somebody will complain and you'll have to take your file down, simply because they don't want, you know, at the board office here, we can't have promotional, self-promotion. So if it says Brian the Real Estate Guru of Eau Claire as your username, you'll probably get in trouble. If you use a nondescript name, it won't be such a big issue. So you sign in, you click on upload. On the next screen, you click select files from your computer. And let's see. That's what it'll look like. So you click upload, Then you select files from your computer. You click on that. And once you do that, you select the video because you know where it's been saved. You fill in all the title, the description, the tags, and then click Save. And as you can see, title, description, tags. And once that all is all done, you down in the corner, you click Save. After it's loaded, or after it's downloaded, you want to go to your video manager and play the video so you can actually see what you're putting online. Because if you don't do that, you may have something out there that you might not like. If it's what you want, you highlight and copy the URL address from your bar in the web browser. It'll look something like the one we have in blue right there. Then you log into your ML Exchange, go into the inventory watch, click on your active listings. It'll take you to your active listings, as you can see, your inventory watch, active listings. Then you're going to select the listing you want to add the video to, scroll over to the information bubble, select edit, and then on the next screen select edit again. So you go to your little information bubble, and once that information bubble pops up, then as you'll see, that bar shows up, and that is the edit. Once you do that, you click edit again. When you have that screen there, you click the edit again, you'll scroll down to the virtual tour line, and you'll change from N to Y, which is no, to yes. You paste the copied URL onto the highlighted line, and in the lower right hand corner click submit. And once you click submit, your tour is live on ML Exchange. So that's what you'll be looking for. You can see that the virtual tour URL and the virtual tour N to Y. And once you click submit, that puts you live online. Any questions? If not, that concludes our presentation. Thank you very much.